welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be 3 easy crockpot meals, and these are also going to be healthy. I know a lot of times with crockpot meals, they're very like rich and fatty and creamy, and I love all of that stuff too. How about you guys? Around this time of year, I feel like there's been so much baking. There's been so much baking and dessert and treats that my body just like needs a good cleanse. I'm also pregnant, so obviously I try to eat mostly healthy when I'm pregnant. So today we're going to be making first a sweet potato chili. It is raining outside. It's like a perfect fall day. I don't know when this is going up because I obviously have to like make several meals before I put it up. But right now it's like the end of October. Halloween is next week. Perfect for a nice, healthy sweet potato chili. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and let's get started. Okay, so I have been making this recipe for years, and besides the prep work of like chopping the vegetables, it's a dump and go recipe, so it's really convenient, and it is vegan, so don't let that scare you. It is very filling, it's very hearty, and it is very flavorful. You just have to use like a good amount of spices, which I always do with my food regardless of what I'm making. But first thing I'm going to do is dice up an onion and put that in, and then I'm mincing up about 5 to 6 garlic cloves, and then I'm going to add in my seasoning. I'm using chili powder, cumin, oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, and some salt. And then you're going to add 1 cup of quinoa. I forgot to rinse mine. I don't know how I did that because I know to rinse quinoa, but you add 1 cup of quinoa, and then you drain and rinse a can of black beans and kidney beans. Throw those in, a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes, a can of tomato paste, 6 ounces, and I'm going to peel and chop up my sweet potato, add that in, and then depending on how thick you want it, you want to use 5 to 6 cups of vegetable broth. Also, I will have all of these recipes linked down below in the description box for you. Okay, so you're going to want to put this on either high for 4 to 6 hours or low for 6 to 8. So I added sour cream and cheese, which obviously doesn't make it vegan. And jalapenos is so good on this. So think about like the spices in this. Jalapenos is so good, and anything spicy is my biggest pregnancy craving. It's been like that all 3 times. So I'm adding jalapenos on mine, and then we also had cornbread with it, and the kids ate this and they liked it. We're moving on to meal number 2, and I am making cilantro lime chicken for tacos. Usually whenever it comes to tacos, I'm a ground beef kind of girl because that's what I grew up on, but I wanted to try something different. So you can use a blender or food processor, but I'm going to add a half cup of chicken broth, a fourth cup of olive oil. I'm just doing 1 lime just so I didn't have to measure it out. 4 garlic cloves, 1 jalapeno chopped. Now my grocery store is out of fresh jalapenos, so I got like this tiny little canned one, and I added maybe a little more than half. I didn't want it to be too spicy because the kids were eating this, and this was like fairly spicy how I made it. So I'm glad I didn't add any more, but if you have a fresh jalapeno, you can just use that. And then cumin, paprika, salt, and pepper, and then I'm going to blend all that up in the blender. And then I used chicken thighs for this just because it's what I had on hand, and I do tend to notice that chicken thighs, I feel like shred a little bit easier than chicken breast, but obviously whatever you have is fine. So yeah, I'm going to put the chicken thighs into the crock pot, and I didn't want to dirty up another cutting board, so I just cut off like the fat and the gristle type stuff in the crock pot, and then you pour the sauce over it and let it cook on low for 6 to 8 hours or high for 4 to 8. Okay, so once the chicken is done, I'm going to take it out and shred it. And then you're going to add your cilantro. So I just like chopped up however much cilantro looked good. You know, I just like pretty much eyeball everything unless I'm baking. I don't measure a ton of stuff. So yeah, after it's done cooking, then you add your cilantro, you stir it all up together. And then I usually serve my kids tacos deconstructed. I just have noticed that they tend to eat a lot more that way, as opposed to like making it into an actual taco like I do for myself. So my husband was home late this night, so he wasn't here, unfortunately. So I just made a plate for the kids and myself, but we all really, really loved this. Okay, we are now on to meal number 3, and I don't even think I can call this a recipe. I am just trimming off some chicken thighs, putting those in the crock pot. I'm going to add some salt, pepper, and some buffalo sauce, and I let that cook on high for 4 hours, and then I'm going to use it for salad. You could use it, on anything. You could use it on a wrap, sandwich even, but because, again, trying to be healthy, I decided to use ours on salad. So I'm just chopping up some cucumber for our salad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a like a bed of lettuce, and then I'm going to add the buffalo chicken on top of that with the cucumbers, and then that's all my husband likes because he's boring, but for me, when it comes to like food and toppings, more is more. For him, less is more. But I'm going to add ranch dressing on mine and blue cheese. It's pasteurized, so yes, it is totally fine for me to eat. But what are you, team blue cheese or team you to blue cheese? I love it. Both my parents liked it, so I grew up eating it, but my husband, like, he won't even look at it. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.